Hello guys, you are seeing Prime News Australia, where we show you the latest and important news of Australia in the fastest and reliable way. So come, let's start by not delaying 25 big updates of the Australia, especially for you. Before proceeding in the video, comment by commenting from which state you are watching, and also like video so that YouTube can reach this video to more people of Australia.
Energy Minister Chris Bowen announced that Australia has secured fuel shipments well into May amid ongoing disruptions from the Middle East conflict and the closed Strait of Hormuz. The number of service stations without diesel or petrol dropped significantly over the Easter weekend. Bowen urged motorists not to cancel travel plans despite elevated prices caused by global oil volatility. Households and businesses continue facing higher costs at the pump and in supply chains nationwide as the situation stabilizes gradually. Petrol prices across Australia fell by about 32 cents per litre in the past week after government fuel excise tax cuts took effect. Authorities called on retailers to pass on the savings quickly to consumers. Although some rural areas still experience localised shortages, overall supplies have improved. Motorists welcomed the partial relief during the busy Easter period, but broader economic pressures from international events persist and affect everyday expenses for families. Qantas passenger jet bound from Sydney to Dallas was forced to turn back 4 hours into the flight near Fiji due to a serious onboard passenger health emergency. The aircraft returned safely to Sydney, where medical teams assisted immediately. The incident demonstrated strong aviation safety protocols during long-haul journeys. No injuries were reported among crew or other passengers, and the flight was later rescheduled without further complications. Severe tropical cyclone Mila, a Category 3 storm with sustained winds of 120 km per hour and gusts up to 165 km per hour, is being tracked by the Bureau of Meteorology in the Solomon Sea. The slow-moving system threatens far north Queensland with heavy rainfall, strong winds and potential flooding in coming days. Residents are preparing emergency kits and heeding evacuation advice. This marks another major weather event following recent storms in the region. South Australian police recovered the body of a 65-year-old man swept away while attempting to cross flooded roads on foot in remote Inaminka over the Easter weekend. The tragedy occurred amid heavy regional rains. Authorities have renewed strong warnings against entering floodwaters, stressing the extreme dangers. Multi-agency search operations involving land, air and water teams concluded successfully but sadly, highlighting risks in outback areas during wet weather. A new news poll shows One Nation surging ahead of both Labour and the Coalition in primary vote support in Queensland. The party gains traction particularly among younger voters and women frustrated by cost of living pressures and fuel shortages. Analysts link the rise to widespread dissatisfaction with major parties' handling of economic challenges. This shift may carry significant implications for upcoming state and federal elections. New crime statistics reveal Queensland recorded over 215,000 assaults or threatened assaults since 2024. Earning it the title of Australia's assault capital. State authorities pledged more policing resources and prevention programs in urban and regional hotspots. Community leaders voiced concerns over rising violence and called for stronger interventions. The figures have intensified debate on public safety measures and underlying social issues. Wildlife experts warn venomous snakes are moving closer to suburban homes due to habitat changes, warmer weather and urban expansion. Residents should secure properties, clear debris and contact professionals for safe removal instead of attempting it themselves. Increased sightings have been reported nationwide this season, prompting safety reminders especially for families with children and pets spending time outdoors. Economists predict grocery prices will rise further in coming weeks as fuel crisis-driven transport and production costs increase. Households already strained by inflation will face added pressure during and after Easter. The government monitors supply chains closely, but experts forecast up to 20% spikes in some food items. Families are adjusting budgets amid ongoing cost of living difficulties. Foreign Minister Penny Wong participated in a virtual summit with 35 nations discussing strategies to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. The disruption continues affecting global oil supplies vital to Australia. Energy Minister Chris Bowen reinforced calls for swift resolution to stabilise fuel imports. These diplomatic efforts aim to reduce ongoing economic impacts on consumers and industries. Most Australian retailers operated with restricted hours on Easter Monday due to public holidays. Major chains like Kmart opened in many locations, while others, including Big W, faced limits, especially in South Australia. Supermarkets and malls scaled back services, inconveniencing last-minute shoppers. Essential outlets such as pharmacies and fuel stations stayed open to support communities. National property auction clearance rates hit their lowest point since 2022 amid economic uncertainty and fuel-related pressures. The cooling market reflects cautious buyer sentiment and higher borrowing costs. Real estate analysts note ripple effects from global events on domestic confidence. Potential buyers watch for opportunities as vendors adjust expectations. A highly transmissible new COVID-19 variant named Cicada drives case spikes across Australia, with over 10,000 recorded recently in New South Wales alone. Health officials confirm no evidence of increased severity compared to prior strains. Monitoring continues as communities manage the wave alongside seasonal illnesses. Vaccination and hygiene reminders remain important for vulnerable groups. The Australian Defence Force maintained strong 2026 Indo-Pacific presence through vessels like HMAS Warramunga and Toowoomba engaging regional partners. These deployments enhance alliances and operational readiness amid global tensions. Activities include multinational exercises and humanitarian support, demonstrating Australia's commitment to Asia-Pacific stability. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese delivered a national address on the fuel crisis, Middle East impacts and government responses. He encouraged continued Easter travel while outlining supply stabilisation steps. The speech addressed public concerns directly, offering reassurance balanced with realistic expectations on price and availability challenges facing households. Sydney socialite and mother of two Annabelle Price was found deceased in her eastern suburbs beachside apartment. Police investigations continue to determine the circumstances. The case has drawn local attention, with tributes noting her community involvement. Authorities withheld further details pending formal inquiries and family considerations. The federal government's partial ban on gambling advertisements, including celebrity endorsements, faces criticism from Greens and independents who deem it insufficient. While some welcomed the steps, others argue for more comprehensive reform to protect vulnerable Australians. Debate continues as implementation rolls out. Two bright comets may become visible to the naked eye in Australian skies from April 7th onward if they survive their solar approach. Stargazers prepare observation spots away from city lights. Astronomy enthusiasts anticipate a rare autumn opportunity to witness these celestial events, weather permitting. Authorities monitored holiday road safety amid fuel issues and increased travel volumes. Double demerit points applied, with repeated calls for caution on long drives. Despite disruptions, many undertook trips, prompting emphasis on fatigue management and proper vehicle preparation during the busy Easter period. Variable home loan rates rose by 0.25% from April 1st following Reserve Bank influences, while savings rates adjusted accordingly. Borrowers face higher repayments in a pressured economy, and savers gain modestly. Financial advisors suggest reviewing budgets and exploring competitive options. Victorian Liberal MP Moira Deeming secured the top spot on her party's ticket after a contentious internal battle. The endorsement marks a notable political comeback. It highlights ongoing factional dynamics within the state opposition ahead of elections. Japan, South Korea and Singapore provided fuel shipment assurances to support Australia while the Strait of Hormuz stays closed. This international cooperation helps ease shortages, although prices remain high. Critical sectors such as farming receive priority allocations. The opposition backs Labour's planned NDIS cost-saving measures amid budget pressures from global events. Focus stays on protecting genuine recipients while addressing misuse. Bipartisan talks centre on ensuring long-term sustainability of the important schemes. Many Australians cancelled or reduced Easter road trips due to fuel shortages and high prices. Staycations and alternative transport gained popularity. Tourism operators reported mixed impacts, while the government urged confidence in improving supplies. A magnitude 5.5 to 6.0 earthquake struck remote areas near the Northern Territory South Australia border. No major damage or casualties occurred in the sparsely populated regions. Geoscience Australia monitored aftershocks, reminding residents of the country's seismic risks.